Get in the morning every day. Every morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jodie and Hayesy on Nova.
There's nothing fresher right now than Taylor Swift and her brand new album.
Swifties are losing their mind, but there's this diss track that you're talking about, and I'm actually, this is juicy. Tell us what's happened. Producer Zoe, who joins us.
There's a lot going on. So Taylor released her latest album on Friday, and then boom, surprise, double album, and released 15 more songs. Whoa. 31 songs in one sitting, and one of them is got an interesting title. The song is called "Thank You, aIMee." aIMee spelled aIMee. The K in thank and I am in aIMee are capitalised, so it reads very clearly as Kim. And of course, Kim Kardashian versus Taylor Swift.
Why is that a thing? Where did that feud?
It started with Kanye being an absolute moron and getting on stage and doing all that gear.
Of course.
And then Kanye wrote a song about Taylor getting freaky, and Taylor was like, I didn't give permission, and then Kim was like, yeah, you did, and came for her and ruined her bloody life for a few years. Taylor has said she kind of fell into nothingness after that. So she's released this new diss track which has got some pretty strong lyrics.
See if you can genuinely listen and analyse the lyrics.
Everyone knows that my mother is a saintly woman, but she used to say she wished that she were dead. I push each boulder up the hill. Your words are still just ringing in my head.
I mean, she said she wished that you were dead. That's not very cryptic.
It's
Didn't she say my mum wishes you were dead?
Yeah, my mum's so saintly, but she wishes you were dead.
Yeah, right.
Also, the opening lyrics, when I picture my hometown, there's a bronze spray-tanned statue of you and a plaque underneath it that threatens to push me down the stairs at school. So she really is calling Kim out tan and all.
She's going for it, isn't she?
Yeah, really. Yeah.
It's funny when people bring their mums into stuff, isn't it? Because Justin Bieber did that when he said, my mama don't like you and she likes everyone.
She likes everyone. It hurts more.
Yeah.
It sure does.
I mean, if you could stop bringing Colleen into every single argument that we have, Joe. That'd be nice.
Colleen says she wishes you were dead.
Thanks, Colleen.
Oh, that actually hurts my soul. Taylor Swift's got some form, though, i.e. Bad Blood.
Yeah. Baby, now we got bad blood. You know it used to be mad love.
So this is between her and Katy Perry.
Because remember, Katy Perry stole all her backup dances.
Yes, that's literally what this started over, dances. Ridiculous. But then Katy didn't mess around.
Yeah.
She had retaliation. She came back. Do you remember it?
With this absolute
banger.
Swish, swish.
Swish, swish, bish.
It's actually a really catchy song.
It is. It's an awful song, but very catchy.
It's an earworm. Swish, swish, bish.
Swish, swish, bish. Cop that, Taylor.
Yeah.
Cop it.
I love thinking about the brainstorming meeting when they've come up with that.
Yeah.
And Katie's just like, I've got it. Swish, swish, bish.
No,
Yes, Katie.
Trust me, it's going to be better musically than it is written on paper. Trust me. Justin Timberlake as well to Britney Spears.
Oh, this is a brutal one.
The film clip though.
Yeah.
Cry Me a River. What happens in the film clip?
Oh, it's a Britney lookalike.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's her coming home, disrobing and getting straight into the shower like she's been off doing things that she shouldn't have been doing.
Washing away her sins.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All good now because she just gets naked and wields knives.
Yeah.
Nothing unhinged about that as well.
No.
Also, this one I didn't know about.
Yeah.
Gwen Stefani.
Times been around that track, so it's not just gonna happen like that, 'cause it ain't no.
What's this about?
Well, it's one of the most iconic songs ever, but it's a diss track on Courtney Love.
Is it?
Courtney Love referred to her as just a cheerleader and then slept with her husband. So she released this song dressed as a cheerleader in the film clip, very cheer themed, to get back at Courtney being like, yeah, check me out. And that's one of the biggest songs ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
Apparently, the rumour was that Courtney Love slept with Gavin Rossdale.
That's exactly right.
That's exactly what she just said.
Yeah.
Exactly what she
Gavin
just said.
Rossdale. That's mind-blowing.
Yeah. But then didn't Gavin Rossdale also have some relations with a man? Remember that?
Excuse
That
me?
I don't
Google
remember.
it. Google it.
Are you
I'm
thinking
not
Gavin
even.
Rossdale or Mick Jagger?
No.
Are you going to write a song about it?
No. Google it. I'll let everyone else.
Or was it Flow Rider?
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't Flow Rider.
It wasn't.
That's just the name I saw.
Here's what you're waking up to, Adelaide.
In the news today.
Breaking news.
What's in the news today?
Your post-snooze news.
Just to throw a spanner in the works, the vending machine definitely didn't behave the whole 2 weeks you were gone. I just wanna let
do
you know
tell.
that.
Do tell us what happened.
I can't. I promised him secrecy, but just letting
okay.
you know that wasn't the case. Anyway,
Okay. What's in the news today?
It's gone red, by the way.
So a teenager has survived a pretty extraordinary attack. So he was out on a boat at West Beach with his family, and they've reeled in a shark, and the shark has come up onto the boat. They're about to get a photo of it, and it's actually bitten the teenager on the leg. So Nathan Ness was out with his family yesterday. Luckily, his dad quickly grabbed the shark, got him off his leg, chopped him back into the ocean, and then they've gone and met paramedics at the boat ramp, and he has made it to hospital, and he's going to be okay. 16 years old, this kid.
I'm sorry, but if I was the shark, I'd do the exact same thing. Like, just because you've got it onto the land doesn't mean it's not potentially going to bite you.
Yeah.
And have you seen the photos of the shark?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's got teeth that want to bite.
Yes, it looks pretty hungry. So, yeah, the Oberoi High School student, he is still in hospital, but he's obviously in a stable condition. He will be okay. But, yeah, a bit of a few frantic scenes at West Beach yesterday.
What became of the shark?
Shark got put back into the water.
Oh, there you go.
Shark's fine.
Still out there.
Can you imagine the story that it's telling its mates?
Yeah.
You're not going to believe this guy.
Oh, you're not going to believe
Sit around there and going, there's no way that happened. He goes, I swear to God, bro. I swear to God.
Yeah. Bruce, you didn't bite a kid on land, okay?
Yeah, and
you
then come
didn't.
back.
Yeah.
Like, good one, mate. He's like, no one's believing me.
Oh, dear.
All right.
Newsy.
Do you ever get the feeling that the Royals sometimes just can't do anything right? So Sarah Ferguson, or Fergie Fergus, we like to call her, shared a snap of Her Majesty, the former Queen, saying the royal was sorely missed. And she wrote, today we're remembering Her late Majesty Queen Elizabeth II on what would have been her 97th birthday. Thank you for all that you've taught us, for being a steadfast leader and dear friend. You are sorely missed. However, the internet bid back, so to speak, like Bruce the Shark that we just spoke of. Royal fans were quick to point out her minor mistake. They said Her Majesty was born in 1926, which means she would have been 98 today.
Oh,
Fergie. You know the scene in The Crown, and it says, or not The Crown, The Crown, where it was getting to the end and she's about to pass away, and it's like, you've always thought that you're better than all the rest of them. And you do wonder if she thought that, because she never put a foot wrong, and all the rest of them are useless.
yeah. Absolutely. I don't know
There's
much about
controversy all through the royal family, but with her, she never put a foot wrong. You do wonder.
I've started watching the Prince Andrew, it's like a dramatised version of his-
Scoop?
Yes, it's really good.
Scoop?
Yeah.
I watched it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, did you?
I actually watched it.
Wow.
Yeah, with Billy, what's her name?
Billy Piper.
Yeah.
Billy Piper. It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's actually really good, and it doesn't paint Prince Andrew in a very intelligent light, does
No,
it?
it really doesn't. What about the part where the woman, the news anchor, is standing in the studio and she's like, 2 women and a greyhound wouldn't have been seen dead back in my day when I first started. Anyway, you have to watch the show to understand what I just said.
No, I don't.
That version came out in Tasmania. The rest of us got the updated one.
Righto.
No, that is a good show. That is a genuine
It's very
show.
good.
Gillian Anderson.
That's her.
Yes.
X-Files, Gillian.
X-Files.
And she was also
right.
the Prime Minister of the UK.
She was
in
Margaret
The Crown.
Thatcher.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, she's so very versatile.
So many good facts this morning.
From Fox Mulder, from working with Fox to leading England. There you go.
Newsy.
Damn, I was just trying to rattle off my X-Files knowledge on the spot. Wasn't quite working.
Yeah, it's okay.
Port Adelaide and the
Wish
Crows.
I had access to that little crickets button over there.
Here it is. You want to press it?
Yep.
Go for it. Oh, you pressed the wrong one. Port and Crows, interesting week, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Fortunately, come off a couple of losses. All eyes on Lockie Jones for Port Adelaide. He might miss with a hamstring injury. We'll find more about that today. And Sam Barry looks like he's got a foot injury for the Crows. That's
Yeah.
nasty.
Yeah.
Every time you hurt your foot, it's always weeks and weeks.
Do you want to hear a story about one of the players?
Yes,
I was on
please.
my plane on the way back last night.
Oh, who was
Big
it?
Ivan Soldo.
Big Ivan,
Yeah.
what was he doing in Melbourne?
Oh, trying not to hit his head on the roof of the plane.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, he's huge.
Yeah, there you go. Stay back an extra day. didn't he?
Someone said to him, did you just catch up with a few of your old teammates, did you? And he goes, yeah, good to see the boys. I'm like,
Yeah.
Righto.
Yeah, the boys.
Yeah.
110%.
Sat down and ate his cheese and crackers and away he went.
Yeah. He turns up to my local cafe every now and then.
Does he?
Yeah, sometimes he turns up to Willowbend.
Yeah, right.
And we sort of sit there and stare and we're like, we should say something to him, but we never do.
What do you say though? What do you say? Hey, I work for Channel 7 and I come and watch you train all the time.
No, I told you that time we saw Josh Dunkley.
Oh, yeah.
Like 2 weeks after he almost joined Port Adelaide and he turned to Brisbane, he turns up at Willowbend after he signed a Brisbane Lions, and we went up and spoke to him. We said, we were chasing you so hard. And he goes, I know.
And they know.
Absolutely.
They know you're after them.
Jodes, I found myself really connecting with a certain quote from a US Senator. Who saw this coming? Listen to this. Tell me if this resonates with you as well. Green texts on iPhones are ruining relationships.
Oh.
She said that's right. Non-iPhone users everywhere are being excluded from group texts, from sports team chats to birthday chats to vacation chats. They're getting cut out, missing out on plans and conversations. Who's to blame here? She said Apple. It's Senator Elizabeth Warren. And it's hard not to disagree with her because I sort of feel like it's not a sort of pompous thing. It's not an arrogant thing. But when you send off a little blue text and you get a green text in reply, you're like, oh, what's going on here?
Okay. We need to. I'm sorry to do this. Can we strip this back? So blue texts come from your 4G.
Oh, my God.
They don't have. They don't have. They don't have. They've got 2G down in Tasmania, so she doesn't actually know what we're talking about.
Joe's is on a 1.5G.
No, you have to explain it to me. So one of the green one is the Wi-Fi.
The green, no. So green is your classic.
We're wasting time.
Yeah, green is your classic paid for text. Blue is through internet. Does that help?
I thought it was the other way around.
Oh, dick.
So if you send a text and it's blue and you get a text and it's blue, it's probably from an iPhone.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it is
definitely
from an iPhone.
Right.
Yes. Yes, and if you get a green one, Lord knows where that's coming from.
There's some pleb with a Samsung texting.
Someone's burner phone.
Pleb. So I was going to run past all three of you, but you just sit this one out. You just listen in through your piece of string in a tin cup.
Over here in the corner.
Listen to the youth in the room.
Is it just me? And is this potentially, for the single ladies in the room, is this somewhat of a nick? Because if I get a green text back from anyone, you're like, well, what are we dealing with here? Can I like the text? Do you have that technology? What's going on? So if you like someone with a green text message, they won't even know what happens.
No.
Oh, how do you end a conversation?
Here's my thing. Under 30, big ick. Over 30, you're battling. So you take what you can get.
Okay.
And if you get a green text back, that's good enough.
Text back.
What if you get a fax from Jodie?
That's fine too. Jodie was a man and a bit younger. Fax would be fine.
Yeah, no, it's disgusting, I would say. That's harsh, isn't it? But it is.
It's harsh. It's real harsh.
It's real
Disgusting is
plebby.
pretty-
Real plebby. Like, why? Grow up, you know? It's
But also-
2024, get an iPhone.
If you're going to judge someone on the fact that they don't have an iPhone, like, why are we judging them on the fact that they don't have an iPhone?
Plebs.
Who really cares? Who really cares?
Absolute plebs.
Can I just go back to something you just said, because you've just confirmed something for me, and it's not technology related, but if I send a text message and someone just love hearts it or ha-has it, that's the end of the conversation, isn't it?
That is absolutely.
Because I get really offended by that. I'm like, this person doesn't want to continue the conversation.
It's a polite end.
No, it's not
Yes.
a polite end, because I know that's a full stop on the conversation. I'm done with this. You're boring me. I don't want to continue. And that's exactly what it is. Is that right?
Yeah, 100%. So if you're mid-conversation, you're like, oh, where's the next step in this conversation? And someone likes it or they heart it.
Yeah.
They're saying, look, I like what you're trying to do, but we're done, sweetie. Get out right there.
Which is what I did to Jodie all last week when she kept texting me while I was house sitting. Kept love hearting all the messages. She kept, how are you going? How are you going? Love heart, love heart, love heart.
How's my dog? Is it still alive? Love heart.
Love heart, love heart.
Now that's a joke.
That was a joke.
That's a joke. A joke. That's a terrible joke.
Yep. Best way to inject your life into a Monday is with humour. We've said that since day dot.
Absolutely. Who wants to go first this week?
Oh, can I kick things off?
Yep.
Because which means maybe it's either me or you, but then maybe we'll build up to the news read Ab because she's had 2 weeks.
Yes.
She's the doyen of the Monday morning joke.
She's got the Monday morning joke off glint in her eye. I can
Mine's
see it.
highly inappropriate.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
Good.
I'll go last.
Mine's a little on the blue side as well, actually.
Mine's
nice.
very blue. Mine's almost purple.
Oh.
All right, then I'll kick things off.
All right.
A husband says to his wife, I bet she can't tell me something that will make me both happy and sad at the same time. The wife thinks about it for a few moments and then replies, well, guess what? Your doodle is bigger than your brother's. Hands up who doesn't get it.
Wow.
Oh, jeez, there's a lot of...
I don't.
There's a lot of faces in hands. Is that too blue?
Yeah.
Is that all too purple?
No. like it.
Okay.
I think your might be purple if your Cara said that to you.
All right, Jodes, what do you got?
All right, a man walks into a pharmacy with his 8-year-old son and they happen to walk by the condom display. And the boy asks, "What are these, Dad?" He looked very confused, to which the man matter-of-factly replies, "Those are called condoms, son. Men use them to have safe mummy-daddy time." "Oh, I see," replied the boy pensively. "Yes, I've heard of that in health class at school." He looks over at the display and picks up a package of 3 and asks, "Why are there 3 in this package?" And the dad replies, "They're for high school boys, 1 for Friday, 1 for Saturday and 1 for Sunday." "Cool," says the boy. He notices a 6-pack and asks, "Well then whose are these for?" And he said, "They're for uni men." The dad answers, 2 for Friday, 2 for Saturday and 2 for Sunday. "Wow," exclaimed the boy. "Then who uses these?" And he picks up a 12-pack. With a sigh and a tear in his eye, the dad replies, "They're for married men. 1 for January, 1 for February, 1 for March, etc., etc."
Oh, gosh. It is so bloody true, though.
There's a bit of a theme this week.
Is
'Cause
there?
Mine's also about those.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. 2 women decide to head to the park to sit and have a chat and have a smoke.
Okay.
So they hide it from their families, so they usually go and meet up together and smoke their Camel cigarettes as they're sitting on the park bench.
Yeah, right.
It starts raining and one of the women pulls out a condom.
Oh.
And she wraps it around her smoke so it doesn't get wet. Well, the other woman thinks, "Oh my God, this is such a great idea. I should do that." So she walks down to the shops and says to the attendant, "I need some condoms, please." The shop attendant thinks, "Geez, an older woman needing these condoms. Like, she's getting on a bit, but how strange. All right, fine."
Yeah.
So she asks then, "What size are you after?" And the woman replies, one that's big enough for a camel."
Oh!
Do you get it?
I
Do you get it? Do you
100%
understand
get
it?
I get it. Go, Joe Camel. Hey,
Yeah.
ooh,
Yeah.
watch out.
And in unrelated events, our boss is sprinting down the corridor.
He's not blue, he's not purple, he's a bright shade of red.
We had the absolute fortune of going to Melbourne on the weekend to watch the Thunderbirds play on Saturday night.
It's just stepping into a very sort of interesting category, your support for the Thunderbirds, isn't it?
It's-
They can't shake you.
I think it's up to level. There's no question about that.
How many interstate travellers are there?
Oh, no, it wasn't a huge local contingent. It was probably me and my couple of netty friends that I went over with.
Yeah, good on you.
And my daughter.
Years together.
Really good decision to try and get to John Cain Arena just as the Port game was finishing against the Magpies. So it was, can you imagine the footbridge going over to Adelaide Oval? We were those people who were going the opposite way to the crowd that were coming steaming towards us.
Although in terms of your safety, I'd much rather be in that situation after a Pies win than a Pies loss.
Totally. We did think that 100%. But I was strolling behind a man who made an observation about the Melbourne CBD on the weekend.
Okay.
And I overheard him say to his partner, and he was obviously a local, he goes, "Melbourne is now a toilet."
Well, there you go.
Melbourne is a toilet.
We've been saying that for years.
Oh, my God. And this whole interstate rivalry thing that we've got going, it's not even a competition anymore. Like, I am hands down, Adelaide is one of the best places on earth.
Yeah, I'll just say it straight up. Everyone from Melbourne sucks except for Jason Lauren.
And it's a really interesting one because I took my 12-year-old over to watch the netball and she's never been there before. And so we were strolling back from the game on Saturday night and I kid you not, Hayesy, I kid you not, next minute, police sirens everywhere. And I'm talking 6, 7, 8 police cars converging on, we were right near the mall there. And obviously that's a bit of a hot spot for crime, etc.
Yeah.
And next minute they all jump on this 14-year-old kid who'd obviously done something. Anyway, she was terrified.
Yeah.
And as we're strolling back to the hotel, she goes to me, she goes, "Mum, I don't like this place. It's scary, it's terrifying. And do you know what I liked better? Do you know what I like better than this place?" She goes, "Bangkok."
Oh, my gosh. Melbourne is worse than Bangkok.
I know.
You fall asleep for 5 minutes on a bench in Bangkok, they'll steal your kidneys. Melbourne's not far behind.
And I feel like the situation as it has unfolded is someone at some stage said to Melbourne, "You are the Britney Spears. Like, you are the bee's knees. Like, you rule the pop world, Melbourne."
Remember this? Remember when you were this, Melbourne? Yeah. Now you're disgusting.
That was-
Go now. Now you're ghetto.
And you know what we are, Adelaide? You know what we are now? We've usurped Britney. She's old, she's tired, and we are Taylor Swift.
Yes.
We are the Taylor Swift of Australia.
How beautiful and wholesome.
Yeah.
Good on you, Adelaide.
Sit down, Britney. Get on your ass.
Give us back the Grand Prix, you wankers. Jodes, let me just hit you with some research that's just been released.
Okay.
And it has revealed that most people want DNA testing for dog poo left behind on the streets.
Oh.
That means that if your dog does a poo and you can't get for some reason pick it up and you leave it there,
Yeah.
you're going to get in trouble. You're probably going to get a big old fine.
How would this work? The councils just go around and DNA test it, and how do they match it up to the dog?
Well, that's it. I think it would be the same sort of bracket as when you insert a chip.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can get the DNA tested. It's pretty complicated, though, isn't it?
Okay.
It's very CSI.
I know.
But for dog poo,
Imagine getting your dog to roll on its back, thinking it's going to get a belly rub. Nah, it's a swab.
we're taking your
We
DNA
need a
champion.
sample of you, little one.
The research probed people about their feelings towards this particular subject and the reasons why people do not pick up after their dogs as well. 53% of people would support councils using DNA technology to trace abandoned dog poo back to its owner. 57% would leave a poo behind if they did not have a bag and they could get away with it.
You don't have any other choice, do you? If you forget the poo bags, were you just picking it up with your hand?
Well, I'm not sure. Get a couple of twigs, get some leaves. You've got to do something. You can't leave the poo behind. You'd leave the poo behind. You're in the 57%?
I've only done it once, and,
Oh my
and because I
God.
did forget the doggy bag. I'm normally very responsible, but it was only a real little poo. Like Sid's it's a toy cavoodle, right? How big can the poo be?
Yeah.
But the real issue is with these big dogs who have massive turds.
Yeah, if it's a big old golden retriever who loves a feed. Let's be honest. And sometimes you see some of these golden retriever poos and you're like, that's like twice as big as a human poo.
Oh, your dog would have been in real trouble because it was so incontinent by the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, she didn't know what was going on. I think at one stage poo was coming out of her mouth. She was so back to front. 13-24-10, it's basic etiquette
Yes.
to pick your dog's poo up. right?
100%.
So 13-24-10, what things do people suck at in terms of etiquette?
Oh, okay.
Because I drove the pram through a big giant dog turd the other day down
you?
at West Croydon, Queen Street Park. Oh gosh, that fired me up for a good hour and a half. I reckon.
Really?
Because you start questioning the person. Like, what sort of person leaves a turd that big?
Yeah.
I mean, questions on me why I drive the pram through and not see it.
How did you not spot it?
I don't know.
Is the question.
And my 3-year-old spotted it as well.
Yeah, right.
So what if she got it on her fingers? It's just ridiculous. I start thinking like that. It's outrageous.
Does your 3-year-old, does Lottie in the habit of wiping the pram wheels with her hand?
I hope not. Not when there's a giant golden retriever turd on there. 13-24-10, what general etiquette stuff do people suck at? I'll kick it off for you.
Go on
Okay?
then. Yep.
People don't know how to say sorry.
What do you mean?
So if you're sitting at a cafe, I find this, or maybe it's just me, maybe it's a genuine knock on me. If someone walks past and they knock you, I would say 3 out of 4 people won't say anything.
Who's not saying sorry?
And they know that they've knocked you as well. They pretend it didn't happen, but you know when you knock someone and all it takes is you just to quickly turn around and go, hey, sorry about that.
Yeah.
And keep on walking.
Absolutely. Oh, goodness me. Who is the 1 in 4 person who's not saying sorry when you bump someone?
Oh, I'm not sure, but I don't want to know them.
Okay.
I don't want to know them. What general etiquette things do people suck at? What grinds your gears, Jen?
Well, we had, as I mentioned before, when I was bashing Melbourne.
That's fun, wasn't it?
Yeah. So a situation, you walk down the street in this Melbourne CBD and it's shoulder to shoulder. So to your point about people that don't say sorry when they push past, it is so busy there and you come back to Adelaide and you've actually got space and you can breathe. But people, when you're walking down the street, who decide to smoke and vape in a congested area.
Is that even a thing?
Yes.
Is that a Melbourne thing?
Yes.
I feel like you hardly see that in Adelaide.
No, you
Gosh, we're
don't.
lucky.
I mean, it happens very, very sporadically here, but over there, just the amount of people that are just sucking on a durry and it's blowing right in your face because you can't escape it because you're like shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah, I get it. It was cool back in the day when Jimmy Dean used to do it, but not anymore.
Not
Okay? That was
anymore.
back in the 50s or 60s.
Real turnaround on smoking.
It's time to grow up, everybody.
Now you have to stand in a little glass box and do it at the pub, you know?
Yeah. While people point and taunt you.
Throw things. 13-24-10, give us a call. Kathy, or Kath, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, what do people suck at when it comes to etiquette?
Keeping to the left when walking.
Spot on. Are you noticing this in Adelaide, Kath, big time? Because I moved from Sydney in 2006, and don't get me wrong, Sydney absolutely sucks. But what they do well is that they stay on the left in terms of escalators and stuff. And it was the first thing that I noticed when I came to Adelaide. Everyone's just all spread around because they're so relaxed.
100%. There is zero etiquette when walking. We were in the mall on the weekend. There are people everywhere. Nobody cares. Such an air of entitlement. And then when you go to Coles or Woolworths and you've got to fight with people just to get your shopping trolley down the left-hand side of the aisle.
Spot on. There we go.
Can I just... Is this a thing? You're
a war out
supposed to
there.
walk on the left?
Yeah, absolutely it is.
Really?
Oh, Kath, we've just exposed Jodie. So you're having a fight with Jodie, okay? She's the one
I'm
who's
that
working on the
person.
right.
I'm so sorry, Kath, but I didn't know I was supposed to stick to the left. When did they bring that law in?
In
It's like when you drive
1806.
your car on the left, you can't drive your car down the right-hand side of the road.
Spot on.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Kath, one time I saw Jodie pushing her trolley sideways on the right down the shopping aisle. It was just outrageous.
Can I actually? Someone pulled me up on it. Now that I think about it, when I was at work at my other job, someone was walking down the corridor and came and stood right in front of me and went, "This is Australia. We walk on the left." I was like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't
It's
realise."
very true. This is actually mind-blowing. You are the issue here. You are one of these people, Jodes. This is great. Get some etiquette, please,
Some
sweetie.
sort of government advertising around this or public service announcement. Sorry, I didn't know.
Oh, wow. It's a great start from Kath.
Let's go to Charlie. What do people suck at?
Hi guys, absolutely hate when people leave their rubbish wherever you go, whether it's a footy, a park, and there's clearly a bin in walking distance. Like, it's just, I can't.
Yeah.
My kids, I love it. They pick everything up and they try to touch everything and, I can't do with it.
I'm with you, Charlie. And you know the worst offenders are in food courts? You know when people just assume, oh, well, there's someone that's going to come round after me and pick up my Hungry Jack's packet. No, you ate it. You put it in the bin. It's someone else's job.
I cannot deal with it.
Yeah. That's a really, really good example. Don't you feel like it's a bit of a test of someone?
Test of
What sort of
character.
person? A test of character, generally. Are they just going to leave their stuff there? And yes, I am judging my 3 and 6 year old, who yesterday I reckon I watched my 3-year-old literally finish half a yogurt, look at it and go, I'm done, and throw it on the carpet and then continue watching Bluey. What the hell is going on here?
Let's go to Angela. Good morning, Ange.
So when you're on the expressway and people drive in the right-hand lane and then they drive really slow and you can't overtake any trucks or anything, so you get caught behind them.
Yeah.
Spot on, Ange. Do you give them some feedback when you go past them?
Sometimes it depends on where I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to just drive past and make sure that they can see you and just shake your head.
Yeah.
And then sort of mutter something under your breath, just so they know what's going on, mate. Just so they know that you're not happy.
But I always think too, in these situations, Angela, like sometimes they're older people and you're like, oh, what if that was my grandpa just sitting just oblivious in the right-hand lane.
Get off the road, mate.
Yeah.
And then they go really slow,
And it would be odd if it was my grandpa, Angela, because he passed away several years ago.
Yes, for a weekend at Bernie's type situation with Joe's grandpa. But you feel bad, though. Sometimes
do.
you get on the horn, you're like, oh, I'm going to give this person
and
a piece of my mind. They're like 96.
Good morning, Harley. What do people suck at in terms of etiquette, please?
I suck at putting the trolley back.
No.
Oh, see? This is a place where we come to heal, Harley. So you're admitting your wrongdoings. This is really good.
Tell us why, Harley. Why don't you put it back?
Well, because I have a 1-year-old and I like to put the stopping in, put him in the car, and then I feel horrible. Like, if it's not close, then I just try to leave it as close as possible, and then I feel horrible and drive off quickly.
So,
I get that when you do have a baby, that makes it a little bit trickier.
Yeah. I have an excuse.
Harley, do you know how much of my blood pressure has been raised by you when I'm like, oh, there's a park? And then as I'm halfway in, I notice there's a trolley in there and you're like,
oh, yes. You don't leave it in the middle of the park, though, do you?
No. Of course not. Against the pole or something.
Not a complete monster.
No.
Well, thank you for participating, and hopefully you found this particular space to be quite therapeutic.
Yeah. Obviously.
And I will say this.
You're so going to do it again, Harley. You're so doing
say this before you go, Harley. Be better. Be a better human.
I will try.
Okay.
I really need a chit chat. Let's have a chit chat. It is so time for a chit chat.
Let's go, girl.
Yes, get involved on 13 24 10. We love to hear your feedback. And on this particular occasion, It's about Bucks and Hens nights. So we've got
wholesome nights.
We've got a team wedding this week, actually. Josh, our camera guy, is getting married to the beautiful Marissa, and that is happening, and we're all going, and we can't wait.
I'll tell you what, maybe not if she finds out what he did on the Buck show. Am I right?
Come on.
I'm just kidding. I'm just joking, Marissa.
It was all very wholesome for their Bucks and Hens nights, but that's not always the case. We're joined by newsreader Abby. Abby, single this week?
Sure, why not?
Okay. What are you, mid-30s?
Yeah.
Low to mid-30s?
Early
Low
30s.
Early 30s. Okay.
Mid-30s. Big difference. If you get past 30,
I'm
early, mid, late, there's a big difference.
mid-30s, single, just living my best life. You know how it is.
So true. Producer Zoe joins us as well, mid-20s.
Yes.
Single.
Yes.
Very career-driven. Very good at it too, by the way.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, this is an interesting one, Bucks and Hens. Being Josh's wedding, I was really excited for all the gossip of what'd you do? I said to Marissa, how'd it go down? What was scandalous? And they're just beautiful, bloody wholesome people, and it was super disappointing. So having I've actually never been to a wedding. Josh's will be my first friend wedding. I've been to a family wedding. This will be my first friend wedding. So I've also obviously never been to a Hens show or a Bucks show, and I want to hear the disaster stories and the hideousness because that's the fun stuff.
Yeah. I've been around the block a few times, been to a few Bucks shows myself.
Yeah.
I think the worst thing that I've ever seen was obviously some very, very loose behaviour, but physically the groom fell over and broke his arm. And then had a cast for the wedding.
Oh, no.
That's a disaster.
That's right.
a disaster.
You would have heard of some Hens shenanigans, surely. You would have been heavily involved in the Mabs.
When you say you, they're speaking to Abby. I know one that's pretty horrific. It was going to be a destination wedding. It was going to be overseas. So they flew over and everyone's invited. You know, people have spent thousands to go to this wedding over in, I think it was Italy.
Yeah.
And when they get there, the bride hears about what happened on the Bucks show. And the husband basically did the dirty, husband-to-be. And she went, what am I going to do? Everyone's over here, blah, blah, blah. So, of course, she went through with it. And they were divorced 2 years later.
Wow. So 2 years? What did she hang on to it for 2 years?
No, she brought it up with him before the night of the wedding.
Yeah.
And then the wedding was just obviously a really sour affair.
And did it filter out to all the guests?
Eventually it did.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So all the boys had a group chat, a bit like the Crows. Oh, sorry, not the Crows, the Lions drama.
Oh, you'd be very careful there, absolutely.
There was a group chat and it all came out. So, that wasn't good.
Wouldn't that be like for 2 years she would have, every single argument, like she would have had the upper hand because it would always end in, you cheated on me on the Bucks night.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, 13, 24, 10.
I know I didn't do the dishes, but you cheated on me on the Bucks night.
Give us some saucy stuff. Your Hens and Bucks disasters.
Where did it all go pear-shaped, guys?
Yeah. All right, it's a safe space. We're very confidential. But we do love gossip.
You can be anonymous.
Those absolutely outrageous things that have happened at either a Hens party or a Bucks party. Give us a call right now, 13 24 10. Let's jump into Chick Chat.
I really need a Chick Chat. Let's have a Chick Chat. It is so time for a Chick Chat.
Let's go, girl.
If everything goes to plan, you only get one Bucks party or one Hens party. Potentially, it could be one of the more looser times of your life. What could possibly go wrong? I mean, I think like maybe everything.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you get two.
Yeah.
Just depends how.
You had two Hens parties. Which one was looser?
Probably the second one, I reckon.
Because you knew what to do. You're a seasoned this time around.
Seasoned professional. Oh dear. 13 24 10, we are taking your calls this morning. What went pear-shaped at the Bucks or the Hens? Because we've just heard about a groom who had a destination wedding in Italy, and right before the wedding, everyone found out that he cheated on the Bucks.
Oh, that's really disastrous, isn't it? I've been to quite a few Bucks parties myself.
Yeah.
I'd say, and obviously there's the sleazy elements that come with it.
Of course.
And just on that as well. Here's what my attitude was in terms of all that sort of stuff, like strippers, etc. So I've been to a couple where there's been topless waitresses.
Yes.
And it is, I don't think I've ever in my life to this day been more awkward.
Yeah.
When you have your first beer or so and there's a topless waitress there. It's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. You're like, I don't know. I need glasses. I'm just going to close my eyes.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. And also, my theme was, if you're spending that sort of money on that stuff, instead of putting it behind the bar,
Yep.
I'm going to be very, very disappointed.
Yeah, but also, like, from a female point of view, I mean, I could be wrong here, and Abby, you'll probably have thoughts, but male strippers, no thank you. No
What do you mean?
thank you. I just can't. I just can't even.
Beautiful,
My
wholesome
sister-in-law, Nat, however, can't get enough of them. Loves it.
Oh my gosh, Nat, you absolute dirty bird.
Loves it. Her hens, oh my goodness me. I think it was, the stripper wasn't harassing her, she was harassing the stripper
There
by
you
the
go.
end of it.
I wonder how much that happens.
I know people who were very no. They didn't want strippers. They didn't want the straws. They were very, let's just keep it nice and humble.
That's good. I think that's very good. No penis straws.
No.
No, that's a shame.
It's a penis, thank you.
Oh, the penis straws. I had one particular Bucks party when the father-in-law, because that's also sometimes tricky, the father-in-law.
Yeah.
Because the father-in-law wants to fit in and be cool and he doesn't want to see things that he shouldn't see.
Yeah.
This particular father-in-law got so drunk that the ambulance had to come get him. Went too hard to try and fit in with the boys. And then, boo, 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 he comes in.
Oh, where'd Dennis go? Oh, just to the emergency room in the RAA.
He's getting his stomach pumped. What is he, 16? No. He's 54.
Let's go to Deb. Good morning, Deb. What happened at the
Good
Bucks?
morning. Oh, well, this is back in the early 80s and, it's wireless. So the girls went to one pub, the boys went to another pub. And, they got pretty merry. And at the one point of the night, the groom thought of, he just went outside, just feeling really seedy.
Yeah.
Cops came by, like, what are you doing out here? You're drunk. Took them away, put them in a cell. Then the other boys came out and they're like, oh, where's Paul gone? Oh, right, he's piked out. So they went back to his place, found the key where it was hidden, walked in thinking he'd passed out, but no, he wasn't there. So they thought, all right. So they got all the furniture from the lounge and a kitchen, put it in the spare room.
Oh, no.
Anyway, then they took off. They'd had their joy.
Yeah.
Next day, Paul gets back, really hungover, opens the front door, walks home from the top station, opens the door. He's been robbed.
Yeah.
Everything's gone. It's like, can this Bucks show get any worse?
Yeah.
Anyway, they've had a very long, happy marriage. Well, they've had a very long, happy marriage.
Well, that's nice
Yeah,
then.
because he never drank again after that.
And he blamed his mate for letting him go out and just sit on the curb. They're like, but we were drinking.
Oh, Paul, the great Bucks alcohol poisoning incident of the 80s.
Yeah, sometimes it takes an incident like that maybe on your Buck show that just really knocks some sense into you.
Absolutely.